What's up, everybody? It's Supersmallchibiwolf, and today I'm going to be talking about the Nintendo Direct April 2025 and why it was wonderful. Now, I usually try to stay focused on more positive things, and don't get me wrong, when I feel like it's time to call out a company, I'll call out a company, don't get me wrong. For example, when it comes down to, Nintendo Directs, this is one of the weakest they have had in such a long time, I feel like, which is very disappointing. You know what I mean? But yeah, and that's the thing. Let's start with that. Nintendo Direct April 2025. When I say wonderful, I try to stay positive. I try to look at the fun things about a company. Like, for example, Kirby's Air Ride on, that's going to be fun. I never played that game due to the price. And dude, I saw that and I was like, yo, this is going to be fun and interesting. A new Kirby game. This is going to be Air Ride, a retro game coming back for the modern generation. I love this, But then I'm like, oh, for the other things that was announced and kind of the lack of interesting things that they kind of had presented today, I feel like when it comes down to the Nintendo Directs, it's been fun. Don't get me wrong. And I think as long as you could see like 3 things of a Direct or like PlayStation State of Play, then that's going to be amazing in my opinion, because of course not everything's going to hit everyone, you know what I mean? That's obvious. But when it comes down to stuff, I feel like 3 things is enough to say that's wonderful and amazing, you know what I mean? Because like, for example, Kirby's Air Ride looks cool, Mario Kart looks fun, and the features that they showed off, I think that was interesting and cool. Now, game-wise, I was finding it very interesting that they had like the Yakuza games announced, and I think it's really fun that they're going to have like, some fighting games coming to the console. Hopefully they have like the King of Fighters 15, Tekken 8 would be really cool as well. And I would say when it comes down to, seeing like the future, what could happen and what this console could handle, what we've seen in the trailers so far, it makes me wonder, like, maybe we're going to see, like, unique crossovers between companies, you know what I mean? Now that they have, like, strong hardware, or stronger hardware, I should say. I feel like when it comes down to it, this Nintendo Direct was interesting, and it has wonderful moments, but overall, I feel like they could have done way more. Especially, Nintendo having all those wonderful characters that they have. They kind of are holding back. And I would say that's kind of unfortunate. So, within this video, I'm going to talk about and cover a few things. I'm not going to give a lot of time on this because, I try not to stay negative. I try to stay positive. Yes, I talk about things which, because in my opinion, when it's time to talk about something seriously, it's time to talk. You know what I mean? And I do talk. So, I would say negative wises would be, number one, they having games that are more expensive than a PS5 game at 80, while PS5 is 70. And believe it or not, PS4 and Switch is still 60. Unless it's called The Legend of Zelda. What was the Zelda game that was trying to go for 70, like a PS5 game? It was a Tears of the Kingdom. Yeah, that was 70. But I got it for cheaper. Yep, got a discount on that. And nice. But besides that, yeah, when it comes down to game prices, this is what I'll say. If you compare a retro game, like, say, N64 game, right? Back when a N64 Super Nintendo game, let's go more for that was like $100 at the time. That was crazy price. So to be fair, it is cheaper than a Super Nintendo game at launch back in 1992, let's say, But still, it's like, damn. In my opinion, the only good thing about prices going up is, number one, a lot of people is going to focus more on that backlog. That's a wonderful thing to do. That's my personal advice and what I'm going to be doing. You know what I mean? Like, hell no, I'm not going to be paying these crazy prices. But the next topic I want to talk about is, I plan to skip the Donkey Kong game. Look, say whatever you want, but graphic-wise, I hated the graphics of the Mario movie. Okay, I'm sorry. It just looks weird. You know what I mean? It has those But, and that's what this Donkey Kong has. It has those graphics. But I would say this though. The Mario Kart game and Kirby game, those graphics look perfect. Beautiful and amazing. You know what I mean? Like, wow. I enjoy it. And I'm happy that they announced a new Mario Kart. I think this is a new Mario Kart or something. But yeah, Mario Kart looks really cool. That's a positive that I wanted to talk about. I think, there's potential there to be something really unique and fun. And from what I see in the gameplay, it really does hit really cool. Kirby's Air Ride, it's wonderful to see a retro game come back in modern consoles with online capabilities. And I'm excited for that too. I never played that game. It was always expensive on the GameCube, unfortunately. So I'm happy that it's going to be making a comeback in modern consoles. Now, when it comes down to it, also, I hope that we get a new 3D Mario game, and that's going to be a launch game. And yeah, overall, when I think about it, my biggest hope of the Nintendo Switch is this. Well, the Nintendo Switch 2, whatever. Is, number one, we get a Splatoon 4, because that's the exclusive shooting game of Nintendo, and I love shooting games. And number two, I hope that they do something really amazing. Like a new Super Mario 3D, a new 3D Super Mario game, because the last game was Super Mario Odyssey, which is 2017, and it's about to be a decade in soon. In 2 years, Super Mario Odyssey is going to be 10 years. That's a decade, ladies and gentlemen. So think about that. Yeah, that's crazy. No new 3D Super Mario game in close to 10 years. Think about that. That's crazy. And Nintendo, that's your mascot, Nintendo. Like, don't get me wrong. I love The Legend of Zelda more than the next person. But give them a break. You know what I mean? Focus on Mario. I don't know. That's just what I want to talk about. Because it just feels like what's really killing these companies, even Sony, etc. Too many remakes and remasters. They just kind of wanted to push the same, and a lot of, what's the worst thing? A lot of times they could be play backwards capability and they're like released from, it's like, what is going on? I don't know. That's just one thing that kind of came to mind, and it is obvious. Look what it's doing to Sony. But besides that, I want to leave it with this. Nintendo Direct April 2025. Why it was wonderful? Because we have Mario Kart, and we have Kirby's Air Ride, and we have a Nintendo Switch 2 that's, looks cool. So after talking about the Nintendo Switch 2, let me know what you all think. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and until next time, bye.